Hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a plan with me session for September's Magical Readathon challenge, which is for the Orilium Autumn Equinox term. I've been very excited about this one for a little bit, probably a couple of months now, watching out for the videos and updated documents and everything else. So I won't be able to do everything today because we don't have everything. For example, I don't have the guild book yet, and some of the stuff I do during the month. But we're going to do as much as we can. So I have two characters, and yes, I know that's not really the way it's supposed to be done, but when I originally made my two characters, I don't believe I understood quite how in depth this rabbit hole was going to go, and now I don't really want to let go of either of my characters. Both of these ladies are interesting and are kind of complete opposites in personality and in their classes, so I find them both a lot of fun to do. But it does mean that I have quite a few books. I guess if I ever want to get all the extra credits, that would be ridiculous because I'd have to do like 80 something books in a month. And even I cannot do that, at least not with a job. So, yes, lots of fun. I'm looking forward to it. But because I have two ladies that I have as characters who go through this all together, it does mean that I don't necessarily complete every single prompt. So let's jump in. So far, all I've really done is create the Canva template so that I am good to get started. As you can see, like as an example for alchemy, I've already taken all of the names and prompts and popped them in so that I have all of the extra credits ready for me, and then did the same thing for what the coursework requirements are. So if we go over and look at Elenis, Elenis is training to be an illusionist rogue, and for the autumn, that means she has to have an O in shapeshifting, a D in art of illusion, and an O in psionic divination. So you see shapeshifting and psionic divination are both right here, and they both have their O's. And then for art of illusion, OQD, because you have to do everything before that level. So I will need to do 3 books for Art of Illusion, which makes sense since she's an illusionist rogue or plans to become one. So additionally, the Guild Book Club, I try to read them both if I can get them both from the library during the time frame and make it all work out. But this is the one I actually get points for because I don't get any points for Kira because I can't participate in the book club discussion. So therefore, no points, which is fine. But you will notice on Kira's, when I get to this page, it actually says like no points on this one. So FYI. Other things I have added on here is I went ahead and did a little bit of prep for my adventure board if we have any this time. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing that, but this is one of the ones from last time, so it's just got a little sticker on it that says, hey, fix this before you do anything else with it. And then I have my, I didn't finish that. This should state restricted floors of the temple grounds, because that is where the sort of like challenge that we all do as a group is going to be taking place this term, which is exciting. I am excited for a book in a book challenge, getting pages of a book to sort of decipher themselves. I think that's adorable. I love it. Anyways, so I went ahead and put together the part that came in the email, and then this is the picture of the temple grounds that also was in the email. Pulled it, and it should be good to go. I may, if there are any other photos, or not photos, drawings released, I may add them in here, depending on what ends up in the content. And then as we go through and get the different pages, I plan on putting them each on their own sheet. But that is my plan for the autumn for September, and I did the same thing for Kira. She literally has all the same thing, but she has different classes. So she has to have a D in alchemy, a Q in inscription, O in artificery, and a Q in spells and incantation. Is that right? Yeah, archmage. So I have my alchemy, OQD. They're all there. And then artificery is O level, spells and incantations is O and Q, and then should be inscription is the next one, which is O and Q. So she has quite a few more books, as you can see. All right, so we're going to start with Elena's because she's our primary. And the first one is opposite in color wheel from my last cover read. So I went ahead and opened that up. I'm currently reading Our Friends from Frolics 8. I'm also reading Wicked King and Foxglove. I tend to go amongst a couple of different books at any given time. 2 of the 3 of those books are in this kind of greeny blue, so I figure that's probably the color I should go with. So if we look at the color wheel that was given, opposite of blue-green is pinks. So I had a couple of options of maybe how, or a couple of thoughts on how I could find a book that is pink, because that's not something I can just necessarily Google. If I want to get through my TBR, I'd have to like manually scroll, right? So I thought first I would take a look at my, switch over, at my Libby brain, see what's available and coming up, about ready to be available from my holds list in the next couple of weeks, and then also look at my Herkyad because I pulled specifically Herkyad 3 because I pulled a bunch of book covers already for options, and if I potentially am going to be able to grab something from there, it'll do double duty. So I just opened Libby, and I'm just going to quickly scroll and see pink that catches my eye for the next few weeks availability. Oh, I probably need to sort this first. That would be the more effective way to do that. Expected next. Fabulous. All right. Options. Potentially A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, but that one has some of that bluey teal and some of the pink, so I don't know if that is the best way to go about it, because it's got kind of both. And then we have Girl, Goddess, Queen, and that one is a hot pink. Forever War is pinks, but it's also oranges and reds and like black. So it's not exclusively pink. And then the roommate is pretty darn pink. Okay, anything else? Not as of yet. I really should read The Roommate. That could actually also fit on Second Chances and Hidden Gems because I started it last year and I ended up starting it really close to the end because I had forgotten I had it from the library. It was due back, and then I had to put it on hold, and it took a while to get back because I don't know if the library I was using didn't have copies anymore. Something happened. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it's available now. So I think that's the route I'm going to go. But before I do that, I want to quickly flip through pages. Let's see. I'm just looking for pink. Oh, I need to go in and put the borrowers here. That's likely the route I'm going to go for Childhood Miss. Maybe not, but it is on my list of Studio Ghibli movies and books that I need to get through at some point. So that would be a good way to cross off 2 at the same time there. Quickly, oh, I could do pink for the pink tax as well. Let me look and see how long it would take me to get that one. Because that is an all pink book, so that is possible. Pink tax. deep search. Not available on my Libby. So let me check on Hoopla. No. Kindle. Think tanks. Most of the time I pick ones that are going on here because I can get them. So I wonder if I had it available and then now it's not. I may have to see if I can get this in person from anywhere. Any other pink? That was pink. This is kind of pink. And I've got to read this one at some point too. So I could go that route. But it is not nearly as pink as The Roommate. This one's kind of pinky, but it's more pinky purple. I mean, like blue and purples. Okay, so I think for now, let's go with The Roommates. And I'm pretty sure I already have... Yeah, I already have it in here. All right, so a cover I don't like. Options. Okay, so let's also do the same thing we just did. Because viewing, this might be the easiest one. Again, double doing would be ideal. This isn't my favorite cover, but I don't dislike it. And there are about 1 million different covers out there for that book. Okay. This is an option. Oh, I could probably do that while I'm here. I don't really love either of these guys, but I don't know, like, I don't know why I don't love them. It makes me wonder if it's just because I didn't love the other, what is it? I didn't love the rest of this series as much. Yeah, that's why. And this will probably be a long one because y'all are just coming along for the ride with me. Apologies if that is not something that you are wanting to look at. I will probably, I definitely will have a summary at the end of September to show you everything that went down and what all ended up happening. So that may be an option. All right, so that didn't net anything. Other options. This would be just me thinking about what the covers look like if I can remember them. I don't know if this is the best option, best way to look through this. Let's see. These are all the TW FNBC ones, which I don't know. That's ones that are definitely on there. Blacktop Wasteland. I don't think, actually, now that I think about that, one second. My August one. Hold on, let me bring this over. Okay, so I did remember, did bring up these ones so I could look at the quarterlies. That's another place to check. Didn't think of that until just now. Okay, I already started this one. So I have Devil in Winter I still need to read for Romanceopoly. I still need to read 1984, and I know I was going to read Bed and the Bride like immediately, but then my husband started reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I'm holding off as long as I can. My brain is going to eventually tell me I have to read it because it's been waiting long enough. But for now, I'm going to try to hold off just a little bit longer. Okay, let's see. I don't really love Blacktop Wasteland. And the woman in the window is kind of this interesting, like it's just window blinds, but I guess that makes sense with the title. Why don't we, let's maybe do Blacktop Wasteland then. If you ask me why, it's like it's a color bleached almost. And I'm sure it probably has something to do with what the book is about, because I actually don't remember what this book was about. I put it on here because it was supposedly a mystery. I typed in, I need a gritty mystery, and this is what came up. So I don't remember what this one was about, if I am completely honest, but I will have to read it so I can finish up the summer beach reads. Okay, the word nightmare. Do I have anything that is a nightmare? I don't think so. Let's start here. And this is my priority reads. I got nothing. All right, let's go to my series reads. Nothing on in progress. Anything on pauses? I have one on stuff that I'm up to publication on. Okay. That's unhelpful. Anything on not started? No. Okay. This may be a little more difficult. So, let's see if I have anything on my Libby. I don't think I do. But we'll quickly scroll. Got Night Bane. New? Let's do a search. I could do Nightmare on Nightmare Street. It is in R.L. Stine. It's an option. Sweet Nightmare. That was one we had that was on the up to publication, which may not be up to publication anymore. I haven't updated that in a little bit. But I read that one last year. Nightmare Academy. I feel like I could probably find something. We may come back to that one. Okay, so let's go look at the other two. Author's most recent release. Where'd I put that? I think that was... I don't think any of these are the most recent. So that's not helpful. It's definitely not the most recent there. Well, do I think I can get through? I was thinking, can I get through all of the Dungeon Crawler Carls that I have left to do next month? Could I? Yes. But then that would be kind of the opposite of what I said I wanted to do. Okay, well, I need a coin flip for the next one. Heads, which means I need a standalone book. Did that work? That didn't work. So let me underline. There, we're doing standalone. While I'm thinking. Do I have any standalones in my Hercule? While I'm thinking on authors that I am currently reading. Well, I could do Full Silver. That would mean holding off. I think we're going to do that. We're going to hold off on reading it even longer. which means I need to go into my August. And did I put that on here? It didn't. Okay then. That was going to be I guess it was going to be a book that if I wanted to read it, I would. Okay, so standalone books. I don't think Hounded is standalone, but let's look it up. Just to double check. It is not. And the rest of these are definitely not. No, it's a 2, 2, 2. Pretty sure this is the first one in a series. I think this is, yeah, Love in the City. We'll try this one. Billionaire's Fake Wife. So the L Steel. Yes. Nope. Separation of Church and Hate. Let's see about that one. Pretty sure that would have to be a standalone. Okay. Do nonfictions count as a standalone? I don't actually know. I mean, they are often standalones, but because they're not... Well, they can be part of, like, a compendium of, like, books, yeah? Let's see, other options. Definitely not standalone, definitely not. Again, that's a nonfiction. I don't know about this one. Look at all of our options before I jump straight in. We could go Dark Matter. When am I getting that in from the library? Let's see. Dark Matter. I can probably get that next month. So let's go with Dark Matter. Alright, and that's everything except for the word nightmare. So we'll come back to that. Let's flip over to Kira. And these are, of course, the sort of required ones. As I read, I'm going to attempt to put something in one or the other character's extra credits, because how extra credit works is it would be on a, you get points per everyone, and when I'm doing 2 characters, they just get 1 set of points that they can share amongst themselves. There was a video at one point that stated that was the best way to do it, which means that they only get, like for extra credit, they only get 1 set of extra credit points amongst them. So if they're each doing, they each did 20 points, then it would get 40 points, but I couldn't, like, use the same book on both of them. I'd have to just use it one time. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. I have not, I say that we're getting points, but honestly, I haven't used that many points. I've used a couple of scrolls, but they were all pretty inexpensive scrolls, surprisingly. All right, red cover, literally. Okay, well, we're looking at another set of covers for coloring. So maybe I should have opened my Libby app from the very beginning. Vicious. That's one I really need to read, and it's coming up soon. So why don't we do Vicious? Oh, okay. The version I actually have on my library is super, super, like, even more red than you can see it here. This one is still red, but like that one is red. All right, supernatural. That's gonna be like anything. Um, let's see. Honestly, I've been reading a ton of stuff on Kindle Unlimited that is in that genre. I plan on also reading the last in the Daughters of the Moon book. I guess it's like the first 3, volume 1, because I checked out all 3 of those from Kindle Unlimited because I wanted to read one of them for another challenge, and then I decided to use the second book in that series for different. I'm like, well, I'll get through them all 3 at some point. So maybe we go that route for supernatural because it's definitely supernatural. But I don't think I have Nightshade in here, and I may change this one to be completely honest. No. Okay. And you might be like, why? I never finished explaining. I cut my thought off halfway through as I decided to do this. Alright, save image. And this is Daughters of the Moon. Anyway, I may change this one out because I've been reading a lot of supernatural, as I usually do, generally speaking. And if I don't get to this one, maybe I'll switch it out, or maybe I'll use this one as a extra credit somewhere if I have another one that fits in here just as well, and that fits elsewhere. We shall see. So poisonous item. That could be, let's see, what all could we have poison? We could have actual poison. We could have something that's silver on a werewolf book. We could have, well, poisonous versus venomous. So I don't think that I'd be able to use necessarily everything. Like if it, like I couldn't use like a snake because that wouldn't be venomous. I mean, that'd be venomous, not poisonous, as an option. But my next book in the Fox, in this for after Foxglove, let's look that one up because these are all poisonous plants. Foxglove and belladonna. Wisteria. Is wisteria poisonous? I didn't know it was. Yes, apparently so. Maybe we'll go that route. Let's go wisteria. Did I not have wisteria on here yet? Okay. Wisteria by Adeline Grace. And it's belladonna. That's the name of the series. Save. And then upload. Alright, we're chugging right along on this one. Okay, main characters in 5 years of my age. Okay. What is this Susan? I think she's 40 something, but I don't know how close. Do I not have Susan on here? Have I not updated it yet? I'm very confused. I don't think I'm up to date on this. Okay, maybe I missed one when I was updating it last month. That's concerning. It's called A Curse Susan. Or no, it's Break the Curse Susan. That was the last one I read. Break. If I can type. The Curse Susan. Susan breaks the curse. Okay. Midlife magic. So you can't fight a prophecy, Susan, is the next one that's on this list. So how old? Because it says it in the first book, but I don't remember in Walk into Midlife Magic. She's not Susie, she's Susan. I swear it told me she was 40 something. Hold on, can I actually get the book real quick? Welcome to... Okay, there's the first. No. I want the first one of this series. Which is... I am all over the place. I have too many things on the screen. Susan, you're the chosen one. You're the chosen one. Read. And then I want to open to chapter 1, because I swear she literally gets like a description of herself, and she's like, I'm 40 whatever. Maybe it doesn't say. Okay. I may have to do some more research on that one. We'll come back to that one. Added to my TBR in the last month. Whale. Those are going to be ones I probably just checked out from Kindle Unlimited. It'll be the easiest ones. And if not there, then I have like a whole list. I checked a couple of books out from Kindle Unlimited that I planned on reading in the next little while, and I don't know if that counts. So, like, for example, I read a Fur and Fang Academy book last year, but I checked it out to be able to read it next month. So did I technically add it to my TBR this month or last year? I think it would be last year. So let me look at this other one, which I checked out. Well, if it'll let me. Book details. Fine, we'll do it the hard way. It says Much Broom About Nothing is the first one in this series. It's a magical Renaissance fair mysteries book, and I thought that would be so fun to be able to read, especially with Ren Fair season coming up. But I kind of want to read that like when I was doing Ren Fair stuff. So let me see what I added to my Herkiad list since last update, because I'll be able to quickly like go through those and be like, yeah, I added that, you know, yada yada yada. Arsenic and adobo, that was an option. All three of these actually were added in the last month. Let's see, what else do we have? And I'm picking ones I had to look up specifically for the challenge rather than ones that were already on my TBR. Hopefully that makes sense. This purple scales one, that was one that's been in the last month. Green card was another one that was added specifically for this and looked up specifically for this in the last month. Twilight Before Christmas, Storm and Shadows, both of those. Almost everything on this one, except for Secondhand Look. That's been on for the better part of a year. Obviously nothing on backlisted author. would be, I think this has been on for 2 or 3 months. I think it came up on my like Facebook or Instagram feed, so I won't count that one, but okay. So I think my best bet is actually, where was it? Was it the family ones? One of these would probably be really good, or Arsling and Adobo. So let me see if I can get either of those quickly. I bet you at least one of them is on Kindle Unlimited. One of these guys will be. More than her. Nope, that one's not on. Billionaires. Fake wife. This one is available on Kindle Unlimited, so I could get that immediately. So I think that's what I'm going to go with, and I could switch it out for any of those ones, whatever feels most in the moment. But for now, for like planning purposes, I'm going to go for this one, and then I could pick any of those 3. Oh, why do I have that on there twice? I only need it on there once. All right. 7th book I touch with my eyes closed. Okay. I don't actually have a lot of actual books. So, how do we want to do this? I can just look at my Libby and do this by expected next like I did before and just like close my eyes and count to 7. Okay, so looks like that would be Vampire Academy, which is going to be available currently first in line, so in the next couple of weeks. Okie dokie. And I want to fix these. These are bugging me. I went to fix it and I chose the wrong brown when I was picking the browns, and you may not be able to tell, but like the color just slightly more gray. This is a slightly warmer version. Anywho's, okay, back to main character. Okay. We have 2 more, and we can come back to it. Alphabet wheel. Ooh, I already pulled one of those up. Alright, let's spin. Look, what letter we gonna get? It should be an I. Already got so many I books I need to read. Q. Okay, it's another book. I definitely have a Q book that I need to read. Trying to think the fastest way to get to my list for Q. Probably going to be actually over here on challenges. I have a lot of challenges at any given moment. Doesn't help that some of them have a billion of them. I'm pretty sure I have a Q still I need to read here. No, I don't. I have a Q on the author, not on the... No, I do. Okay. We're going for Queen's Plight then. And I don't know if I'll like this one or not. I read a novella that's at the beginning of the series and a couple of years ago. And so it was on my series tracker. And when I was looking for a Q, I looked at my series tracker. Came up with this one. All right, punctuation mark in the title. Best way to search for that. Maybe if I look for a comma. That's not a comma. That's an S. There we go. Oh, because it's a now back to you. I could do that one. Nope. And I'm currently scrolling just through stuff I've already done because a lot of these are already grayed out as finished. Love Mom's an option. So I could technically pick up a number of different manga or graphic novels, but I don't know if I count that because that kind of feels more like a subtitle. We were just looking at that. Is that last one? Oh, there we go. You can't find prophecy, Susan. That'll get me done with that series, which I am looking forward to. It's having a time. Oh. Did I not already put this on there? Maybe I forgot to fix the label. Let me do a quick little scrolly scroll. Okay, well, it's not. Oh, okay. No. Okay, that's fine. Did I spell that right? I feel like maybe not. Welcome to Midlife Magic. And then I want to copy all of that because that's what I'm going to save it as. I swear I've saved this somewhere. Okay. All right. So we still have to go back and do character within 5 years and the word nightmare. Okay, I took a quick break because I had a whiny puppy. But while I was on the quick break, I double checked. And Susan is 40, which means she is within 5 years of how old I am. Which means I'm going to switch. I'm going to switch those around a little bit. We will take this off and use it here instead. So like, that's going to be harder to do. And then go back and see if I have anything with a comma. Any other commas. Real quick. I say this, but like, wasn't super quick the last time. Oh, that's an option. White Witch Black Curse. Let me just double check on that. Sorry, this is bugging me. My headset is having some issues. Let's see. When does that come in on my holds? White Witch. Black Curse. If I can type. It's on my hold shelf, yes, but when will it be available? About 2 weeks. I can make that happen. Okay, see? That was easier to do. And now we finished all the requireds for Kira. So we still have one more for Elenis. And I'm not sure what I want to do for that. So let me just quick books with the word nightmare in the title. I guess it could technically be also in the subtitle. This is the one that came up first when I looked on my phone as well in Libby. Oh, no, because it would have already come up. I'll quickly look through. For now, we'll go with Nightmare on Nightmare Street. If I can type. And if I find another one that's already on my list, then I'll switch it out because that would make the most sense. But I don't know that I will. But I still find it weird that I wasn't able to find a series that I know that I've already read out of on my in progress. I'm usually really good about that. So I'm wondering if something happened and I need to go back through and check everything. Mind you, I have so many series that are just in progress. That's why I have a whole like priority categorization here. But I want to clear. That might actually be, oh, that is not the plan. I wanted select all, not clear. Maybe that's why I couldn't find them earlier. That's probably it. Yep, that's why I couldn't find it, because I had it. That's okay. We will. All right, so I could read How to Negotiate with a Nightmare. I could read Nightmare Luffy. Oh, I'd have to get pretty far along that side. Let's see, do I have any on pause? Before I do that, do I have any that is... No. Okay, nothing here. Nothing's filtered. Nothing's filtered, so it was just this one. So I could technically read How to Negotiate with a Nightmare. Can I get... Oh, it's not out yet. When did it come out? Let's see when it comes out. Because I haven't updated this in a year. You can see the last updated was for this particular line was back in September of last year. So it may have come out already. This was, I believe, one that I was reading on... I don't remember if it was on Kindle or Libby. How to Negotiate with a Nightmare. Yes, it is available. So I could definitely read this one. And that may be a better option. I'll keep that one in backup. And I'm going to go ahead and reset that and change the date to today. And then while I'm doing that, because I just realized that there may be another one already listed. No, we're just at 3 so far. Whew. Okay. Where was I? And the author of that is Amy Boyles. And it's 7 Suitors for 7 Witches. Save. Okay, so I'm glad I looked that up. Okay, cool. So that takes care of everything for both of the ladies. But before I close out, I want to quickly go through and anything that is needing like a spin or etc. I want to go ahead and do that now. So like I know that there is an emoji one, and then there is one for 2016, which is what the math works out for me. I don't need that anymore. We already did the color wheel. No. Yes, I'll need another pink for the other one for that. And then I'll need another alphabet. Okay, so let's quickly just scroll through, make sure I don't miss any. Okay, so this is going to be 2016 for me. We'll do it that way. That may be the way we have to do this. Okay, so a book that is in 2016. Oh, okay, I've already read that one though. I already read that one too. I've not yet read Caraval, so that's an option. This is already being used elsewhere, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So I could potentially switch that out and choose another standalone. I am reading the first one of this series, hopefully, but I don't know if I'll finish both of them in the same time frame. I already read that one. I could read this one. I read the first one already. I want to read this one, but I think this is not the first in the series, if I remember right. So I've got a couple of options of ones that are like already on my TBR. Good to know. All right, moving on, because that wasn't... Wait. Okay. My last 5-star book. How to look at that? I'm trying to remember what my last 5-star book was. I'll just... Oh, a best way to do that would probably be to sort by rating. And then, I guess, can I do them by that and date read, or they don't do that? Okay. Never mind. We're gonna go back. It's probably gonna be a Dungeon Crawler Carl book, to be honest. What am I doing? I'm having issues. Okay, that's the problem. Let's go with date read. Alright, we're just gonna scroll down until we see a 5-star. There probably is a way to do this faster, but I don't know what it is at the moment. Got plenty of 4-stars in here. Did I miss one? Okay, well, you know how I'm gonna find that one. I'm pretty sure I've read a 5-star this year. So I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, let's keep on looking. These are all... This one I guess I could do with y'all again. So let me go to my Libby again, and we'll do it the same way I did last time. Look at books that are on my holds, sort them by expected next. I'm gonna close my eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's between 2 books. Do I have this one also already pulled up? Impossible Creatures? I do. Okay, so it was between that one and House of the Suns, but it was closer to Impossible Creatures. So I'm gonna go with that one. This one I'll have to post in the Discord. Wait, did I already do this one? Added last month. We already did that one. Oh, these probably need to be... I'll go back and fix the other ones later. But how did I do those? I said ones that were on my Herkia was the way we were going to do it. So let's do the arsenic and adobo. Hello. And then, like I said, the TBR one's going to have to be done. Oh, they're kind of a similar color scheme. Interesting. It's going to have to be done on the Discord. I will have to figure out that one if I get to that. Punctuation mark, I will do the same thing I did where I search for it. Or if it comes up like as I'm going. Emoji generator. Okay. So I have that already up. So let's do. Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't realize that it was going to do that. So 1, 2, 3. Here are the 3 I have for this one. Can I just pop them in here? Will that work? Haha. All right. And then for Kira, since I'm already here. Okay. I'm trying to think what that could possibly mean. Okay, and then let's go back to the front for Kira. Parts of a trilogy, opposite of color wheel. Okay, so opposite color wheel is going to be pink again. So if I look, let's go with the Girl Goddess. I think, yeah, Girl Goddess Queen is what it's called. That's also pink. And we'll say, oops, hello. What happened? Did I accidentally delete my emojis? No, they're still there. Okay, cool. This is equals 2016, just so that we already have that. And I'll look this one up. And that's gonna have to be done online. And if they only have one, it's because they have the other ones already on their coursework. Okay, I need a coin flip. Flip again. Again, we have heads. And all right, so there are so many ways we could dive in and do one for every single one of these. But to be honest, I think that is a little not excessive necessarily, but kind of pointless because the way I do most of my TBR, what I will likely do is once I have my final TBR in place, I'll just quickly take a look and see if they fit in anywhere in particular on the extra credits. And then as I go through the month, if I haven't got something already on my TBR, then I'll find a spot for it. But that I won't have my TBR for September until another week, a little over a week. So I don't have that yet to work from. So we don't have that yet, unfortunately. But that's the plan right now, is get the ones that are like required reads done, with Elenis being prioritized because she's the primary, as we've already discussed, and then any book I read elsewise fit it in, because I can guarantee that almost any book I could think of would fit into at least one of these prompts, because there's so many of them. that are here. There's 40 something prompts, right? So making sure that I would be able to find a spot isn't really something I'm super worried about. We would pretty much guarantee to be able to find a spot for it. And because there's 2 characters, that's even more of a possibility. Anyway, let me just double check. There should be another one for alphabet. Hold on. Which one of these guys had an alphabet wheel? This one. So that means it's going to be Elenis. Oh, and it's going to be under inscription. So let's go find inscription real quick. There it is. Alphabet wheel. N. Okay, and then I'll just put this as an N. That way we have chosen that together if I end up picking one. This is done. Emojis are done. Color wheel is picked for everybody. Coin flip is picked for everybody. These ones I will figure out what makes the most sense. I don't need that. All right, so everything I pulled up ready to go to prep for this is completed, so we should be good to go. Looking forward to this challenge here in the next week and a half or so. We're really getting started on it, and I will see you guys at the next one, which should hopefully be not quite to the time when we're doing our TBR together. There should be at least one more before then. But let me know how this format worked for you guys. This is the best way I know to do this type of thing, just 'cause it's so exciting to prep it. But if this isn't something you're interested in, we won't do this the next time, and I'll just quickly walk through them and say this is what I chose and why, and we won't have the same type of chat next time because it's a bit long. I do understand that. Let's see if you have any ideas or thoughts for what types of content you would like to see going forwards. Let me know. I have a couple of plans for the next few weeks, and I've got a couple spots throughout the year that I've got marked out, or for the rest of the year that I've got marked out, that are going to be for different challenges and things like that. But I've still got plenty of spots to fill in, so ideas are very much welcome. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!